something that we've kind of established with the other guests, and that's what's your earliest childhood memory of any sort of media? Like as young as you can remember, what's the first thing you remember seeing of that psychedelic imagery brought on through movies or television or games or any?
Oh man. I I'd have to say I was big into watching beta. Like we had a beta player and I had we had a beta player that could record no less. So it was actually it's a pretty big deal. But I think the first thing I watched was well, I had a Thundercats beta that basically I played it so many times it broke the damn beta player, okay? Let's put it that way. And
Snarf, Lion-O.
I got in trouble for it too. But um I can tell you like vividly, I remember going and picking up the Nintendo Entertainment System for sure. Like that was another big thing. I was probably 4 years old, maybe five, probably five. And my dad was like, one night we were just sitting around watching TV, and he's like, let's go to Toys R Us just to look, And then we went to Toys R Us, and then we walked in, and he goes and he he walks all the way to the end, and we go to the entertainment center. You see the new Nintendo Entertainment System or whatever, and it's popped on the wall, and he grabs it off the wall, and me and my sister are just freaking out, and we're jumping up and down, and it was like, wow, we're getting one of these things. I mean, what were they? They were like $200 back then, I think. Back in the '80s, that was a lot of money. So it was it was pretty awesome though, like, when we got it, it was just like this amazing moment. It was like the beginning of the end, I guess you could say, because ever since then, I've been a gamer,
Well,
and I
nothing
mean
was ever more hype than that, right? Like, as a little
right.
kid, I don't even know if kids get that hype for anything these days because there's so
Well,
much different media, and, there's it's hard to for something to stand out as special in the sea of everything.
right, but not even that, like, so that wasn't the first thing. Like, my dad actually had a Pong system. I don't think I ever played it, but we did have we had an Atari. The Atari, like, what was it, 1500 or something? The wooden Atari. I still have it to this day. It's actually at my mom's house, so I have to go pick it up. But like, we played like, uh, was it Brick Breaker, or whatever? I don't even remember the name. Breakout, I think the name was the game. Barnstorming, Centipede, obviously, and like some other stuff. It's just so crazy, like and then you go from that to the Nintendo Entertainment System, you're just like it was incredible. Like, it was absolutely an amazing, experience, and I'll never forget it all my life, like and to this day, I'm a gamer, I still play games, I still, uh, you know, take time out of the day, when the lady's not home, maybe jump on, play a couple laps of GTA, like Gran Turismo, or you know, even sometimes we get into Elden Ring or something. I'd love to get back into that, play some RPGs and shit. But yeah, like that's probably the earliest memory for me is the Thundercats beta, and then also the NES, hands down. Like,
And it's weird how those images are burned into your brain of that just 8-bit pixels, colored
seriously,
pixels on the screen. It was such an important thing when you saw those things at an early
right?
age. And we really
Right.
are the first generation ever in the history of the world to have that sort of imagery
Exactly.
associated with you at such a young age.
Yeah.
And there's something important about it that exactly as you said, it changed the way your brain was, where you're a gamer for life just from playing Barnstorming and Centipede. I remember my dad went back to college when he was older, and I would go with him sometimes, and there was nothing to do, so he would just set me up on one of the computers in the lab to play Centipede, and I would just play Centipede for hours and hours and hours and hours, and it's such a simple game, but as a kid, it was so exciting. It was like, "Oh, we're going to the computer with Centipede on it. Holy shit." Uh, like, so much fun. And Thundercats is another weird one too because and also so a couple other people said that they had betas as well. We
Yeah.
never had a beta, but and I thought you would be the only one, but beta
Yeah.
households out there. Uh, Thundercats is a really weird one because I was hype on Thundercats too as a kid. I loved the whole sword transforming aspect
Oh,
of
yeah.
it was the jam.
Yeah.
And when you go back and watch it now, it's super weird. Like, if you watch Thundercats now, it's a very strange watch. It's they stop the show at multiple points and go through morals, like, they teach you a moral in the middle of the show.
Oh,
And
yeah, yeah,
yeah, they have, like, whole segments like, "This is why you never do this," or whatever,
yeah.
and everyone's wearing these, banana hammocks, and it's just very odd show in hindsight. But yeah, I'm sure a lot of us jammed out to Thundercats.
Oh, yeah, oh,
Definitely
yeah.
a good one.
Yeah,
Yeah, and
absolutely.
Moomra too. The transformation of Moomra was always awesome
Dude, that
too.
was the best. That
Yeah,
was
when he'd
absolutely the best.
spin. Yeah,
Yeah. How
spin and all.
he was, like, all, like, old and decrepit, and he's like, "Grr," and then all of a sudden he's like, "Grr," gets all, like, big build, you're just like, "Wait a minute, how did he just, like, come from, like, this little tiny guy to this massive dude?" You know?
Yeah, and you'd spin
That's dope.
around and all the bandages would
Yep.
unfurl and everything. It was
Oh,
it
yeah.
was awesome.
Some of
So
the greatest animation.
so what's the first thing you binge watched constantly over and over and over? 'Cause, also that was something that was kind of a unique to our generation where we didn't have that much media at our disposal.
Yeah.
So, usually as a kid, you would latch onto one thing and just binge it over and over.
Oh, man. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles has to be, I mean, I'm pretty sure the movie, I watched that movie I don't know how many times. And then, like, Turtles 2 came out, and I'm pretty sure I binge watched that. But, like, as far as TV shows, like cartoons, uh, X-Men, maybe? I did X-Men all the time, like the X-Men cartoon, like that was a big one. I know my cousin and I, anytime like I'd come over to his house or whatever for the weekend, he would always have every single X-Men recorded for that week and we'd watch it. So it was like, and then like even then we would go back and watch old episodes as well and like then try to draw the characters and stuff, on screen. And uh yeah, I would have to say X-Men was one of the big ones. And obviously Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, like Turtles was huge.